Spokesman for God, based on the book of Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 through chapter 5, verse 21.
The new Pharaoh in Egypt has forgotten that the Hebrews' ancestor Joseph saved Egypt from the famine.
There are too many Hebrews in Egypt. If we had a war, they might turn against us. I must find a way to keep them from causing trouble.
The next day, the king inspects a new building project.
We need thousands more workers to get this job done.
This sounds like a perfect job for the Hebrews. They will work as slaves. It will save us money, and then those foreigners won't be able to cause trouble.
So from daylight to dark, Hebrew men and boys are driven from their homes and forced to work under whip-cracking slave drivers. A Hebrew baby, Moses, was rescued by the Egyptian princess. As a boy, he lives in the palace, and the princess adopts him. Years pass, and Moses lives the life of a young prince in Pharaoh's palace. One day he drives through the city and hears a man scream. Moses jumps from his chariot to investigate and finds an Egyptian guard beating a Hebrew slave. In sudden anger, Moses strikes out hard and kills the guard.
Look, he killed the guard!
The next day, in the palace,
Prince Moses killed an Egyptian guard for beating a Hebrew slave.
Find the traitor and kill him.
But Pharaoh's orders come too late. Moses has a head start on the soldiers who chase him. He escapes, and after a long, hard ride, he reaches the land of Midian. Moses works as a shepherd for his father-in-law for 40 years. One day, Moses leads his sheep to pastures near the mountain of Sinai. But even after all these years, Moses cannot forget the Hebrew people in Egypt.
I wonder if Pharaoh is still alive, and what has become of my sister Miriam and my brother Aaron.
One day, Moses looks up to see a strange sight on Mount Sinai.
A bush on fire, yet it's not burning up.
He steps closer and then stops. A voice from the fiery bush calls out,
Moses.
I'm here.
Once again, Moses starts toward the bush, but the same voice warns him.
Don't come any nearer. Take off your shoes, because you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
Moses hides his face in fear at being addressed by the one true God.
I have seen my people suffer in Egypt, and I have come down to save them. I want you to bring them out of that land. Then you will lead them to a new home, a land flowing with milk and honey. Now, go. I am sending you to Pharaoh.
Moses wonders why God chose him. God tells Moses what to say. He's afraid the people won't trust him. God tells Moses to throw down his staff. It immediately turns into a venomous snake. Then he tells Moses to pick up the snake. Trembling at the power of God, Moses obeys. The Lord has given Moses the power to do this miracle and 2 others, so he can make the people believe. Still, Moses is afraid.
I am not a good speaker. I can't do this job.
I made your mouth, didn't I? I can make you speak with it too. But very well. I am sending your brother Aaron to meet you. I will help you both to speak. Now, go.
Meantime, in the slave huts of Egypt, the Hebrews are crying out to God to help them. While Aaron, the brother of Moses, is praying, God speaks to him.
Go into the wilderness to meet Moses.
Aaron is surprised at the strange command. He obeys without complaint.
I don't even know where in the wilderness Moses is. I hope I'm going the right way.
Aaron eventually winds up at Mount Sinai. Moses is waiting for him.
Brother?
Brother, I've been watching for you. God told me you would come.
Quickly, Moses explains that God has called them to lead the Hebrews out of slavery in Egypt. They travel together to talk to the elders of Israel in Egypt. Moses performs the miracles God gave him, and the elders believe.
Tomorrow, we'll take God's message to Pharaoh.
The next day,
The Lord, the God of Israel, sent me to tell you this. Let my people go so they can worship me in the desert.
I don't know your Lord, and I certainly don't have to obey him. Now get back to work. You lazy slaves think you can tell me what to do? I'll show you who's boss.
New orders from Pharaoh. We have coddled you too much. From now on, we won't be providing you with straw to make your bricks. You'll have to cut your own from the fields. And you must still make 50 bricks a day each. Why aren't you meeting your quota, you lazy Hebrews? You didn't make enough bricks yesterday either.
This was all the straw I could find. I'm trying. It's not fair to ask for the same amount of bricks when we have to do twice the work.
the Hebrew leaders complained to Moses.
May God punish you for this. You have made us loathsome to Pharaoh, and now he is trying to kill us all.
I'm only doing what God told me to do.